right. So first of all, what was it like to work on such an impactful and powerful show at this time in society and the world?
What was it like? First, it was a blessing of an experience. And most definitely like a dream come true for me as an actor. Just to get to be around that level, of artistry, in terms of what everyone brings to the craft was mind-blowing and a great learning experience for me, especially on like just human behavior, based on like the choices that everyone would bring to set. Especially Joe, because he was the first person I ever really had interaction with as far as being on screen. So that was a real treat for me. Because I've heard the hype about the Fiennes family, so it was nice to kind of meet one of them in person and just kind of get a gist of who they are or like how are they in a working space and working environment. But when I first actually got the role, I didn't know it was a Handmaid's Tale.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know, because they're super top secret.
Oh.
So, as you know, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing slips through the cracks. So for me, I kind of went out on an audition under a code name for the show. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I kind of auditioned, and then it wasn't really until I got it that I knew what it was completely. A friend of mine found out what it was, who also auditioned for the role. And he was like telling me, he's like, oh, it's this, is that, oh my god, and he's freaking out about it, it's a huge deal, oh my god, like, going crazy, and I'm like, hey, slow down. I was like, now, what are you saying again? And you're just telling me just bits about it. So I kind of took that with me, and it wasn't until I really, like, got to the job that I, started to, like, really dive into what the show is and what it's about, and kind of explore season 1. But, to, like, completely answer your question, I feel like, I feel honored, because like ever since I was like a little kid and like wanted to do this and whatnot, I've always really admired actors and storytellers that have been able to like do what they love and entertain people, as well as have like a message, like how like what's the meaning to the story, like why are we telling the story? And I feel like Handmaid, I feel like it's kind of mirroring a lot of the things that are going on in society, coincidentally. But I don't really believe in coincidence, right? So timing is everything. The fact that it got picked up when it got picked up, and it's being made now, is commenting on so many different things. Like even the episode Woman's Work, which I'm sure you're familiar with Madeline Brewer. When the Putnams are having trouble, with the baby, and Madeline comes in, and she spends the night with the baby, you see a baby from going sick, coming from a place of being sick to completely healed. Just like being in the arms of its mother. And what's going on in America right now, I feel like it's showing the effects of keeping kids with their parents. There's something that is, like, you're just innately connected to who you come from. And it's important. There's something there that nurtures your being as you continue to grow to it when you become like your own adult. So I feel like, I'm just super humbled, just to be a part of it and to know that it comments and speaks on so many different things that I care about. Some things that I won't necessarily go out and voice quite loudly, but, I get to do it for the work. So I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity and just I hope to continue to take it as it comes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's I can't even imagine what it's like to work on something that's so powerful and important. I'm envious of the position that you're in.
Oh no. You just wanted to know,
Yeah, but like, I mean, everything leading up to being able to fulfill something that you've always wanted to do as a child, like you said, to be able to work on something that's so important, like, that's incredible. It's like you're living out your dream, and I love that.
Yeah. For me, when I stepped on set for day 1 for episode 10, when you guys first seen me, I was like a kid in the playground, because like, I found out what it was, like what the show was, so I watched episodes 1 through 5, and I remember seeing Joe in the episode Jezebels, just all the choices that he made, even when he was playing chess, There's a scene, I'm not sure if it was in Jezebel's episode before, when he's playing chess with Alfred, Lizzie's character.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even when they were playing chess, it was also like a mental game of chess as well. There's so much metaphors in that scene.
Yeah.
And just the eyes, what we're sending each other through each other's eyes. And I remember watching that scene and being blown away. And for me, growing up, I've always been like a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. And Denzel Washington, so like I've always like praised those guys for what they've been able to do with influence through this crap. So I was getting that same feeling that I get from those guys, from Joe, just watching his work, and Lizzie. And it was amazing for me to be able to literally watch that episode and less than 12 hours later, be on set, and get to tell him what that episode meant to me.
Aww. I love that.
That was mind-blowing. And it was the first time I ever experienced that in my career.
So, working with people that are as well-versed in their art, like Joe or Lizzie or even Bruce,
yeah.
Was that like super impactful to your artistic choices that you make when you act, learning from them?
Yeah, one of the things about the team of the Handmaid's Tale is everyone's very close-knit, so everyone's pretty much on the day, everyone's there. Like, I remember I was in the room pretty much in the commander's office, and like I got to go in there like when no one was there, so I was like taking things off the shelves, looking at books, reading, putting them back. But just literally being a kid, because I love the show so much. And then like I would look at his desk, and I wouldn't sit in the chair, because I'm like, that's his chair, but I definitely love to try it someday. And then when some of the team, the director came to the room, Jeremy Pedalsa, who's also directed things like Game of Thrones, amazing gentleman, he came to the room and he said, "Alright, let's run the scene." So we run the scene, just block things out, how are we going to move throughout the room, just working out the mechanics and the technical things of how he's going to fix the camera, so you're just kind of watching everything happening. And then he brought in the entire team. And when they brought in the entire team, it was like 60 people in one room, kind of watching you do this thing now, how you're going to move throughout the room, how we're going to tell the story. And you see, like, people like Bruce, like, showrunners, people that have big opinions and decisions on the show, where it goes, because, there's a fan base in place that, expects a standard. You guys are expecting the utmost, the highest form of quality, the highest form of storytelling, truth, honesty, which is why people are taking to the show the way they have. So they come in and they kind of make the decisions and they kind of tweak things and they give opinions to the director, how you should take it, how you should say this line, what this line should mean, the context of what it means based on what happened like 5 episodes ago, what happened in the first season. So there's a lot of voices being funneled through that's kind of helping tell the story and move the string forward, pretty much.
And were you able to have any artistic say on what you did? Like Commander Horace's lines in his first episode 10, are very like sassy and like confident. Did you have any say in making him sassy and confident, or was that something?
You know what? Like how these auditions work is you kind of get a breakdown of like the character. Like of course I have artistic opinion, and I got to bring what I brought to the character. Many times I also have to credit the writers for doing an amazing job, because like in the breakdown of when you're going after this audition, they basically give you clues of what they're looking for. Not necessarily what they're looking for, but kind of like a skeleton. And they're like, alright, you're the artist, now add you to it. Let's see how you take this skeleton and build life around it. And let's see how let's let you walk around the room and see how you move, kind of thing. So they basically did that. And then I got to bring to it whatever I did on the day, and then they would kind of tweak that. So they kind of like give you artistic freedom to move in the midst of this big machine. But yeah, like, so they allow you to do your thing. They don't like control you in any way. But like, as an artist, you want to collaborate, so you expect that coming to set and being redirected by like a director, and just taking joy in that and finding joy in that, I would say.
Awesome. I think that actually tells a lot about the collaborative process with everyone on set, when everything comes together to create that final product, and it's not just an actor doing a fantastic job or a writer doing a fantastic job. It's everyone in the collaborative process, and I love that.
Yeah. I'll tell you something. When I was shooting episode 12, there was some things that we shot that didn't make it completely into the episode, but the story is amazing. And there was it an episode 12? Yeah, it was episode 12. I remember Joe was sitting during downtime. Joe was sitting in this chair in the new office, in the new commander's office, and he was just relaxing. He had his legs crossed, and he just arms just draped along the chair, gazing forward, like this. And there was just such a presence to him that I had to go over and I was like, Joe, you have any photos of me like this? And he said, what are you talking about? I'm like, are you sitting like this? Because you look like a boss, man. And he's like, oh no, he's such a polite, shy guy, in a sense. So he just kind of brushes it off. He's like, oh no, stop it, kind of thing. But, and I was like, no, man, there's something about you and the energy that you bring to this room. And then I love what he told me. He's like, you know what? He's like, I'll show you something. He's like, you see that smoke dispenser over there? Yeah, well, that's giving off smoke, and that's creating atmosphere in this room. And the light is glaring through the window, which is highlighting certain parts of the room. He's like, and then the camera and the director are choosing certain shots that they're going to use, and then the editors are going to edit those shots that tells the best story. He's like, and then I come in and add my thing, and then it creates this big thing. But he's like, just know, he's like, I'm just a part of the process, but it is definitely a team effort. It's every piece of the puzzle. It's every single member on set. Whether you are background, AC, camera on, DOP, director, Sean, he was really adamant in telling me and letting me know that it's like, you can't do this without, one of the pieces missing. It's so important for it to be a team. And when it is a team, it becomes what it becomes. And then, you get to put it out to the world, and then you're able to have this worldly reaction to it because everyone did their part. But if you removed a certain part of it, or you discredited a certain part of it, it wouldn't be what it is.
Right.
It wouldn't have this effect. So for me, as like a young actor, to hear that, it really shows me, to always and continue to move through this industry egoless. And just really know that it's like every part of the process. It's every part of, of the wheel. We need every spoke. We can't, or eventually we'll fail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I love that you're talking so much about Joe.
Well, he's who I've gotten work with the most. So he's so I've gotten to spend quite some time with him, and he's an amazing human being, on and off screen. Just getting to know him personally.
Yeah. I'm completely envious.
No. I'm sure he'd be happy to meet you too.
Oh, I mean, one can hope. How was working with? You work with Steven too. Steven.
Yes.
How was working with him?
Steven Duncan is a great gentleman. He's really, really cool. He's like he was almost like the cool kid in the playground.
Really?
Yeah, because we spent a lot of time, especially for episode 10, we spent a lot of time kind of moving around the same space. Because Joe sometimes be on set, he'd be in the green room. Me and Steve would go to the lunch table or whatever, or the little craft table they had, and make a sandwich, and kind of talk to each other. And I remember when they had us break off for a little quick 15-minute break. We walked over to the breakfast, and they had burgers. And I was super hungry, so I'm gonna get myself a burger. And Steven also walked over to the burgers, and I noticed that he got he had tinfoil, and he kind of put the patty there. He kind of just put toppings on the patty. He didn't take any bread. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And so I walked over and asked him, Steven, why don't you take any bread? He's like, well, I'm trying to this gluten-free diet. So he's I'm kind of staying away from gluten. And I was like, why is that? And he's like, well, gluten's something that the body doesn't normally digest. So that's something that I don't want to put into my body. I just want to stick to things that my body can it's familiar with digesting. So I was like, I was like, you know what? Steven's on something. I like Steven. I'm gonna follow Steven all day because that was at the top of the day. So throughout the entire day, we had like a phenomenal time working with each other. Like even in like certain, like there were certain things that I told you I didn't. Like with every episode you shoot, not everything makes it into the episode because we're trying to tell a story in a concise amount of time. And you don't want it to run on for too long. There's many times where like you can have like a page of dialogue back and forth, and when you go to the editing room, you realize that the audience gets it without this page. You know? So let's just take it out and continue to move forward until a concise, powerful story. It's always about story. So there were like moments where like me and him were like kind of like on camera but like a bit distant, and we just keep having real conversation. And it was so amazing. And I remember like the continuity woman, she'd come over and she'd be like, hey, you guys are really talking about something. Like I can tell. Like it's real for you guys. I'm like, oh yeah, we're actually speaking about things. And I remember one time actually being in the green room with him, and he was talking to Joe. They were catching up about the other show that Steven's currently working on, Other Spheres and Billions, if you're familiar. Mm-hmm. And they were just catching up with about the show. And I remember Steven was telling Joe about it, and I was just kind of there, and I was in the middle of everything, so I'm just like, looking just trying to learn something, right? Young actor, right? Yeah. So I'm there trying to learn something, and he's speaking about it, and the way he was talking about it, I was like, oh, so basically it's like Wolf of Wall Street, but like a television show instead. And he looked at me, he's like, yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then they continued speaking, and I was just there like, mind my business. Sitting in the chair, casually looking over, just listening on the conversation. And then for some reason, I had this blink of an idea in my mind. I was like, wait a second. Steven, he's like, yeah? Were you a Wolf of Wall Street? And he's like, yes, I was. I'm like, oh my god, I started freaking out. Like, I left the room pretty much, came back, sat in my chair, flipped it, caught it, put it back down, sat in it. I was going crazy because like I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. Yeah. Mark Scorsese, right? So like those are like my guys to learn from. Like I've been watching their movies forever. So like knowing that he, had that kind of experience, and he got to tell me what it was like working with those guys and things that he's learned, and show me that he very much still that young actor kid, still learning, and just showing that to me, telling me that he went on set as a fan. Also, like how important it is to like do theater and Broadway, and that's his background. So he's familiar with that. And he even asked me about if I'm doing plays, and I got to share that with him. I did a play called Juice Noir in the summer of 2017. Me and my actor friends, we formed a production company called BB Productions, and we basically put on this play that we self-produced, and it had an amazing run and was well received. So I got to tell him about that. And he was telling me that, hey, if it ever comes back around, let me know. And so what I got from him was not only like a great scene partner, but also like a genuine friend behind the camera, and someone who really, really cared about my journey and and how I got here and where I want to go. So I really, really appreciate that about him, and just being able to share space with him throughout the days we were working together. Yeah, and. As an actor, where do you want to go? Like, beyond this, because you mentioned you wanted to do something that had a big impact, where would you want to go beyond this? You know what, like, early on in my career, and I'm so young in my career, but early on, like, fresh out the gate, I set really, 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 like, ambitious goals, or what I thought at the time, really, really ambitious goals. And I made it so specific that sometimes if something doesn't happen specifically to mirror that, it kind of makes you feel, like, a bit frigid. So I kind of loosened up on all that, and what I just really want to do is just to continue to tell meaningful stories, and that are personal to me, like at my core as a human being, and things that I care about. It's like being part of the Handmaid's Tale. It's like we created a narrative that's like speaking on so many different things in the world, and now the show is a voice, that can actually stir change, or it can be a catalyst for change. It doesn't have to be the reason why things change, but it can start a conversation.
Right.
So I want to continue to tell stories like that, and hopefully through like feature films. I'm really looking to do like a feature film right now. That's something that's like, I was actually speaking to a friend of mine yesterday. We were saying like, what are we looking forward to? Okay. I'm kind of looking forward to a feature film, just something meaningful and something that I can really sink my teeth into, something that will hopefully challenge you as an artist, and that I'll get to bring like, personal sides of myself to, and just enjoy the process, So whatever medium that comes in, like I've done some theater, so I feel like I just want to focus on like TV and film, but like I'm pretty much open, to whatever medium it comes to, as long as it's like deep and meaningful work. And yeah, that's pretty much me right now. That's how I feel about it.
That's a good way of looking at it, though. I mean, if you set goals that are too high, you're just, potentially setting yourself up for failure. I have learned that lesson.
Which is okay. Like, Denzel Washington says something I really, really love, and I actually rewatched it just like 2 days ago, where he was talking about like failing big, setting really ambitious goals, and setting yourself up for failure. But he's like, whenever you fail, you never want to fall backward, you always want to fall forward, and then of course he said that, because if you fall forward, you can see what you're going to hit. Mm-hmm. And if you can see what you're going to hit, you can prepare for it next time, and kind of dodge that.
Right.
Yeah. You learn how to step past it, time your step, and you'll miss that thing. You're kind of like dancing down the street. You're missing all the raindrops. So I truly believe in that. Because I fell on my face like so many times in this business. And you just learn to pick yourself back up, and you also learn the benefits of having like a great circle around you. For me personally, like a team. Sport, like a team support, like fellow actors in the business. I've been fortunate to like surround myself with you that really like hold my best interests, and I've just been able to see the way that affects the journey.
Yeah, I never even looked at it like that. Wow, like how you mentioned that Denzel Washington talked about it. I never even looked at it like that. So, wow, thanks for that little tidbit.
I'm here to share it.
Yes. So with that in mind, when you take on something that's ambitious, are you thinking about that in mind? That like, I might fail, but I'm going to learn from this failure, and I'm going to get better, or are you more confident in what you're doing? I know everyone has a different way of handling things like that.
There's always fear. Let me just get that over. There's always fear. Don't let anybody lie to you. There's always fear.
I've been lied to then.
Oh yeah, fear. Oh my gosh. For example, one big artistic challenge that I took on in the past 2 years is doing the play that I did called Juice Noir. Because before that, I'd never done a theater show, and I've always been terrified about it, so I stayed away, like I purposely distanced myself from going to theater auditions and all that, and just not having those conversations, just shutting that down and nipping it right in the butt right away. So, when me and my friends came together in, I believe, late 2016 or mid-2016 to form our production company, and we said we wanted to self-produce meaningful work, things that are deep and close to our core as human beings, and that we're able to use as vehicles to like comment on things in the world. My friend, late Alexander Williams, who's an amazing actor and an amazing producer and director and writer, he decided to write this really ambitious play. So he writes this really ambitious play, and he gives us all a phone call, and he's like, "All right, guys, I have something for you, and I want to meet you guys in person and let you guys know what it is." Okay, let's hear about it. Brings us all to this one room and tells us, okay, so here's this play called Juice Noir. It's an adaptation of The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which is a famous play written by Stephen Albertus. So we're okay, and he wants all of us to be in it. And he told us how long it potentially runs. So it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour thing. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta remember 2 hours worth of dialogue in my mind. I'm freaking out. I've never done this before, right? So I was kind of like tripping out, but secretly, you know, you kind of just hold your composure and just kind of stay seated. Like, you know, like you're listening, but I was like, man, I'm sweating, right? And I'm there, and then he kind of tells us who he wants us to play. And he told me that he wants me to play the role of Jesus, right? And I consider myself to be a nice guy, so I was just like, okay, so this guy's pretty much typecasting me, right? Which I'm like, don't cast me as a nice guy to play myself, you know? Right. And then he kind of looked at me, he's like, no, Jesus is not necessarily a nice guy. He's like, that's not your duty to play a nice guy. Your duty is to tell the truth. You know, your duty is to bring, like, nuances to who Jesus is. Because in the Bible it says, I am that I am, and he's directing that towards all things. So it's really important for you to bring across all things in a truthful way. So he's like, that is a challenge I get to you as an actor. And I took that as like just a blessing. Right? I'm feeling all those feelings I felt when he told me that. And I was like, okay, so I have to be all things, rage, happy, mad, sad. I gotta be all that, you know? And bring together different life experiences in this performance that he wants me to do. So I was like, okay, you're really ambitious. You know, friends are going to be an audience to your parents. Right? So I'm there thinking about hour, things that like calm my nerves, like head first. I just did a dance routines that were part of, like, to convey same words. So like I practice my routines like 5. Like if he said do it 10 times, I want to do it 15 to 20. You know, if he said run lines at least 3 times a day, I want to do it 10 to 20. You know, I really wanted to throw myself at it so that when I step on stage and the curtains go up and we're all in, then at least I know that I gave my absolute all. So if I fall on my face, at least I know I did everything that I can do. Literally blood, sweat, and tears. If I put that into it, I'll be okay with whatever happens. And even after doing that, on the day, I was still terrified. I was still terrified. And like, it was funny because I feel like when you're about to take on like a new ambitious goal, it's certain things start to happen that like it encourages you, but at the same time, it kind of makes you feel as if like maybe I shouldn't go down that road. And this is why I kind of turn left to go, right? Which you're probably familiar, right? Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm there, and I'm like, okay, we're doing this play. We did a lot of repetitions as far as like doing it like scenes to the dance choreography for the play. Now it comes time we're supposed to go to the venue. We did it at Terramont Theater, and I remember this is funny. So there's a part of the play where Jesus embodies pretty much someone from what he said right now. I'm in Fallujah, which is a place I believe in India that was like war stricken at the time. So I had to embody someone who's like a wounded from there. So I have to like embody that physicality, someone who's actually wounded in pain. So I warped my mind, like sitting in my room, trying to create different circumstances in my mind so that I could actually feel pain in my foot. And I remember, like, I would like be able to like psych myself up into it. And then I got to a point where we got near the show, and my foot actually started to hurt, right? And I'm like, wait a second, I gotta dance. This is not good. I'm like, I gotta be doing really, really ambitious dances and being in the middle of it all, and I'm the only one wearing like what I'm wearing, which is a loud outfit. I was wearing white. You couldn't get as loud as that, And everyone else is pretty much dressed in different colors, so I'm this loud object on stage, and I can't be flipping and jumping around with, a hurt foot. I'm like, what did I do to myself, right? The power of mind. So I get there. We get there a day before the show, and our director, Leighton, he wants us to run the show. So we run the show, and there's a part where Jesus picks up Mary Magdalene, right? Mm-hmm. So we pick her up, and we're actually carrying her And I'm like, I got a bad foot, but I don't want to tell him, right? Because I don't want him to think about that. Because we were going through so many other different things on the day, so many things that were just going south when they should have, like, kind of just went straight. So I didn't want to add anything to his plate. I just wanted to trust that I'd be able to get through it. And it's funny because even though I'm having this hurting foot, I'm still having all these doubts. Even though I did all that preparation about doing the show the next day. And usually for plays, you're supposed to do like a week of tech run, and we didn't even get to do that. So, because we weren't able to get the space early in time, so we had one day to run it once and then to put the show up. Which in theater is unheard of. You just don't do that. It's like setting yourself up for failure. Is what I've been told. And on my foot, I left around. I didn't leave in front of anybody else when I go to wash my leaf on it, kind of thing, just so they can feel better. And then eventually, curtains went up. And I'm a big person of faith, so I kind of said one prayer and kind of just surrendered to the process. Hand on the Bible and kind of just went at it. And I feel like with that, just moving forward in the midst of all those things looking like it was going south, and just trying to find confidence in between everything in the midst of those nerves, and just throwing ourselves at it, not turning back, I feel like it helped us really step into a space where the story became its own thing. And even as we were doing it, we very much felt like we were there and present for the experience. But there's so many moments throughout telling that story on stage that just took on a life of its own, and really spoke to people in a deep way that we could have never imagined with all that was happening just before, And it was a great lesson to me. So, it's like, never retreat, always run for it, head first with confidence, if you can find it. Sometimes it's really hard, I'll be the first one to say that. It's really hard sometimes.
I can't even imagine getting up on a stage and performing 2 hours of dialogue. I mean, I think that would be crazy. You mentioned that you didn't like being typecast as a good guy. And I can totally understand that. So, with Commander Horace, you're playing a potentially bad guy. I mean, it's totally up in the air with, anyone in that show to what side they're on, but...
Out to work and go, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, I still have faith that Commander Horace is a good guy. There are a lot of fan theories that suggest that he's a good guy. I have a couple of my own theories that he's a good guy. But with the role of Commander Horace, were you happy to take on a potentially villainous role as it's a stark contrast to yourself, or did you have fear going into playing a villain?
No, because once again, as you said, this storyline can go either way. You don't know. Who knows, right? It's all a matter of the sway of the pen.
Yeah.
As far as with the writers, but like Stephanie and I was just excited, just to be a part of this vehicle once again, and to get to, have a spot in the sandbox, with whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like one of the amazing things that the Handmaid's Tale is great at doing is even if you're playing an unlikable character, or likable or potentially just horrible character, as far as the morals go, which you have seen in the show, of course, it's all geared towards sending a message, and holding up a mirror to society of what, of what we can be like sometimes, So it's kind of just holding up that mirror. So it's not in vain, the writers never write a character bad to be bad,
right?
They would do it in a way that's gonna help bring a message across, and if you don't get it right away, you'll eventually see it, So I feel like it's all geared toward, supporting the narrative and driving that. So as long as it's about that, I'm completely okay with it. Because once again, it's a great opportunity to be in the sandbox and be a part of, this amazing narrative that is the Handmaid's Tale. So, it's never in vain. So I was just completely excited and humbled.
And had you read the book or watched the first season prior to going in for the original audition? That was the secret.
I didn't even know what it was.
Okay. So it was
Yeah,
it was your
Yeah.
friend who had told you that how exciting it was that it was The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, because at the time, I was actually getting ready to go and shoot a film. So, where I played like an underground fighter / like boxer. So, I was in training for that. So, I was really just tunneling and like just doing as much training as I possibly could each day. Like I set myself up with like a really, really strong regimen. Given to me by my brother, who's a personal trainer. Love that guy. He really helped me. And so I was trying to stay in the headspace of that, and just working that dialogue, and we were dealing with script rewrites and stuff like that. So just trying to find the best way to tell that story. So I was kind of on that path, and then Handmaid's Tale audition came up in the middle of that. So it was one of those things where we just in an audition. You don't even know what it was going to become. And you kind of just stop what you're doing. All right, you prepare, you go in, you do it, you leave, and then you get that call, and that's really what happened. So it was so simple, super simple process.
Yeah, I mean, you make it sound so simple, but I feel like it'd be so complicated dealing with auditions.
Now, you know what? I got a really, really amazing management team.
Oh.
Yeah, Shari Quaylenberg, she's a GOAT. Like for me in Toronto, she is a GOAT of all agents. She's amazing. I love her dearly. She's amazing. Probably gonna say that a million times anytime I bring up her name. And she really, really set that up for me. As far as that audition goes, her and Paige, she's her assistant. They kind of put that together and just, you get the email of where they want you and the size, and you just show up. So, shouts out to them for setting that all up.
Yeah, shout out to management.
And then as well as Robin Cook for Seeing Me, which is the casting director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Robin.
Robin Cook. Woo!
Yeah. And now Commander Horace, right after the first episode that he was in, you had made a post about how you were proud to be the first black commander in the show. So how does it feel? Can you expand on that pride that you feel portraying someone of color in this show? Especially, I know you didn't read the book. Have you read the book?
No, I have not read the book because I didn't want to read the book because I feel like as close as it is to the book, I just wanted to follow the story that Mike and Bruce and Lizzie are really just trying to hone in on, and like the way they're interpreting it, and just kind of holding on to their creative freedom with the story versus going back to the book. So I kind of stayed away from that for me.
Well, in the book, people of color, they were part of the purge because it was done in the 80s and times were different. So being able to play someone powerful in this show and being the first person to play someone powerful of color in this show, can you expand on that pride that you felt and that you mentioned in your Instagram post shortly after that episode aired?
Yes. For me, it was as a young black actor, I hate to say it sometimes, but as a young black actor, it meant the world to me, to play the first black commander. And I didn't completely know until I went into my fitting with Anne, who is Anne Crabtree.
Yeah.
Who I just want to take a moment to say is literally one of the most amazing human beings. I'm looking directly into the camera.
Yeah.
She is phenomenal. She was so warm with me, and her and her dog Georgia, which is very much a part of her process of fitting. The dogs are always around, and it's so loving, and always there to support. So when I went into my first fitting, she kind of asked me, "What does it feel like to be the first black commander on the show?" And I learned about that, so I didn't know it off the bat. So she kind of filled me in on that and told me how important that is. So I remember leaving my fitting thinking, my God, I'm the first black commander. I'm like Barack Obama. I'm like this. I'm like Will Smith. I'm like Denzel Washington. So kind of going into space and just leaving with a great appreciation and gratitude just hitting me at the core. And I got so excited, and I'm like, wait a second, I haven't shot anything yet, I just need to relax. I want to do my work first and kind of shelve all that. I don't want to do the work with that in my head.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I don't want to think about that. I just want to just, like, you know, go in and do the thing, and then I'll think about it. So, for me, like, after, like, doing the episode and going on set and just walking in with that kind of pride, I noticed I would hold my shoulders high, you know, and I would walk around set, not entitled, but know that I'm allowed to play in this playground, you know, and I'm here to work, you know, and my word is just as powerful as anybody else's, you know, in terms of like whatever I'm able to utter into microphone and have captured on screen and brought to the world. So it really, really gave me joy to be able to be the first to do something, you know, and to be, you know, potentially, you know, the beginning of something that can open up many more doors, you know. And I feel like it's so important to continue to see people of color on screen in positions of power because of what it does for representation. You know, it's very much like the effects that I had of watching the movie Black Panther. Like, I didn't know too much about Black Panther because like, I'm a 93 baby, so I didn't really know too much about Black Panther. But watching that movie, going into it, not knowing anything really, when I walked out of the theaters, I noticed like I walked in, you know, standing tall, but when I walked out, I felt as if I was 7 feet tall, you know, just based on pride and the sense of ownership of who you are that the movie kind of, you know, gives you an understanding and awareness to own who you are as a person and own what you bring to the table and own your voice and opinions and ideas and your thoughts because they're just as valuable as anybody else's, you know. And if you're here at the table, if you have a seat at the table, that means that plate in front of you is meant for you. You know, so take a bite out of it because you've brought yourself to that space and you've curated that for yourself. So that pretty much what it was for me, and just once again being able to represent someone of color on screen in a position of power, and to have other, you know, people of color being able to see that and believe that, you know, like if someone doesn't believe that on themselves, have that realization that yes, I too can play someone of power. Yes, I too can potentially become a Barack Obama. I too can be a Denzel Washington. You know, and all that matters is that, you know, I bring something to the table, you know, that people can, you know, consider and look at and say, hey, you know what, this idea can potentially change something or stir something and go in a different direction that we've never gone before. And I'm so grateful for the Handmaid's Tale, just with how forward-thinking they are. You know, they're really, really about holding up a mirror and, you know, they're really painting the world how it looks, kind of thing, you know? So, for me, that was just absolute joy to be a part of all of that.
All right. And do you think Commander Horace has a similar mindset of thinking that not only that he's the first, well, that he's one of the few black commanders in Gilead, but also he's got a fertile wife? Do you think he carries that same pride for the same reasons, or maybe different reasons?
Yes, I do think he carries that same pride with him, knowing that he's a part of something that doesn't happen often, you know, and understanding that, you know, that kind of gives him, you know, a bit of power in his footing as a commander, because that's something that usually commanders don't have, you know, especially dealing with our friend on the back wall there, you know, in their situation. You know, so knowing that he has that is something that he can hold over his head, you know, in a way, and be proud of. It's like, you know, and just like the line says, you know, all future commanders. You know, not to dive too much into what that means, because that can mean a million things, right? But it is something to think about, you know, for him, I believe, and it does give him, you know, a sense of pride and joy that he does, you know, he does have something that no one else has, you know. So it's kind of like something to hold on to and something you never want to give away, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that you were working on a movie about boxing. Was that is that released yet? Is it to be released soon?
It's still to be. Well, right now it's in post-production.
Okay.
So it's going through like just different editing. It's just going through the editing process. Yeah, there's a boxing underground fighting movie on the way, so I'm excited about that. It was a great amount of fun working on it. Who I got to work on it with. I had amazing co-stars, so I smiled so hard. I had such amazing co-stars that were just so giving, part of the process. And I got to learn a lot while filming it, as well as preparing for it. And yeah, just it was a big learning experience for me, and an opportunity to tell a story that was extremely personal to me. Via like similar situations in the story kind of happened in a friend of mine's life. So it was nice to have that perspective going into the storytelling part of it as an actor in it, and just getting to bring that to the table. And yeah, it's called Roadmarks.
Roadmarks, okay.
Excited to share with the world whenever it's ready.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. After seeing you on, I mean, I do this with everyone, but everyone on The Handmaid's Tale is so talented, and they're so, just the way that they portray. I think it's like you mentioned previously, the collaborative process. But I want to watch everything that everyone's ever done that's on The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh no, thank you. I appreciate that. That is so warm.
Yeah, I went through your IMDb last night, and I was like, what can I watch tonight before I go to sleep? And, I mean, like, I saw that you had 2 projects, one a TV series that was on there, that was in pre-production, and then a short that was in post-production. I didn't see the movie, but I'm like...
It's not on IMDb either. It's not, nothing is being released until, like, it's ready, so it's going up as one. Oh,
okay, alright. Alright, well, anyway, I'm very excited, and I'm sure a lot of fans are excited. How has the reception been for you after your first episode from the fans? Because, I mean, we're a loving bunch.
Yeah, you guys are so amazing, and I love you guys so much. Like, genuinely from, like, I can't even say it from the bottom of my heart, with my whole heart. I love you guys. You guys have been so amazing, so warm and welcoming to me. I was in the Dominican with my mom celebrating her birthday when my first episode landed. And I remember speaking to my PR, my publicist, right? And she was talking to me, and she was just telling me, like, people might contact you, so just make sure you're online so you can be reached, I was like, okay, so I just made sure I was present to it, if someone had a message or commented on something, that I was there to answer, because, like, for me, I was taking pretty much of a big break from social media, so I was doing a bunch of traveling, so just before Dominican, I was out in LA, for a couple of days, and then I came back home for a bit, and then I was off to Dominican. So I was really on the go. And then a few days, just hanging back in the Dominican. I remember episode 1 from my first episode drops. I remember, like, I had notifications turned on from my Instagram, and it blew up. I was like, wow, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
Because I have heard stories with, like, Leo Mania and, and things like that. But you guys were so warm and welcoming and really took to me right away. And I remember I blinked and I looked at my followers and everything just just skyrocketed,
Yeah.
Like, it literally went up 100-fold in followers in one night, and with, like, almost like 100 messages. 100 followers, 100 messages. I was like, okay, here we go.
Oh my god!
Guess I gotta answer this. And I did, and it gave me so much joy, to receive such genuine love from people who just enjoy the story and enjoy, like, the process of the filmmaking of The Handmaid's Tale, just every bit of it, and just being a part of that world now, and getting to just communicate with the people who are viewing this. People who are, like, literally setting aside time in the day, coming home from work and their busy schedules, and are taking the time to not only watch this, but to go on Instagram,
Yeah.
to go on Instagram and to literally find a young brother and just reach out to him and let him know what they think. So that was like, for me, it was something that I always hold. And once such a milestone in the career, just receiving that kind of love from the work. And it was a great, I remember like being in the Dominican, and I remember there was one time I was just in my hotel room, and I was just sitting there and just breathing, just relaxing. And I was just thinking to myself, wow, just like no one could have told me, just like from starting the career day one, and like, having doubts and going on auditions and not getting a lot of auditions and stuff like that. And, eventually, changing management and just, going on a bit more auditions and just trying to stay hopeful and keeping that youthful energy moving throughout, the way I take to the process. And just trying to always try to enjoy it. No one could have told me that, here on this day you'd be out in the Dominican. As fortunate as you are to be in the Dominican, celebrating your mom's birthday, and that was the first time she's ever left the country since I've been born. And that was the first time I ever got to travel with my mother. So that whole time was a handful of first times. The first time I put my mom got on the plane since I've been born, first time traveling with my mom, first time traveling with a bunch of my family members, and we're genuinely enjoying each other's company. It was the first time I've been on something that went out into the world and really caught this fast.
Yeah.
So it was a great reminder to just always dream big, and in the nights you think you won't, not necessarily you won't, but you have doubts. Will eventually become the nights you don't remember because the highs are so great.
Yeah.
And just to move forward, and just to enjoy it, and know that it's gonna work. And lightning does strike more than once. We got many more than one thunderstorm throughout the year. So believe that lightning can strike more than once, and this can happen for you, it can happen again, it can happen in an even bigger way. So what I kind of did for me is just took it all in with a big grain of appreciation, and just being humbled by it all. So that was like my take of it. And I'm so grateful for you guys. I feel like I'm ranting, but
it's that last little bit that you said. I'm probably gonna play that on repeat every time I have doubts about anything. I mean, for a lot of people, anxiety is like a real thing about doing something, like taking that first step to do something, and our doubts can like creep in and keep us from doing stuff. But what you just said about the moments where we doubt won't be as present in our minds after we achieve what we were doubting. Like, that's really powerful. I that's actually touching me a little bit, Like, I mean, I know for me personally that's something that I will take away from this interview and I will use for the rest of my life, because that really is important to remember.
Thank you for taking me in. I'm glad to now be a part of your journey, Thank you for being a part of mine as well. I appreciate you, investing time into this. I'm grateful.
I mean, back at you. I'm grateful that you're taking the time out of your day to work on, to do this. So, 2 last questions. I don't know if you can answer the first one at all, but do you know if you're coming back for season 3? And if you do know, can you say anything?
Even if I knew, I couldn't say anything.
Okay. So,
like, I've heard some things, some very optimistic things. So, we keep our fingers crossed. But you never know. We really never know with the show.
Yeah.
Time will have to tell.
Yeah.
Time will have to tell.
I'm actually just going to spit in another question here. Were you getting your scripts episode by episode in season 2?
Yep, episode by episode.
So
you never know.
Yeah.
You read that.
Yeah, so were you ever, like, before you open a script, were you ever like, oh, shit, what am I going to do now? Like, what are they going to have me do as Commander Horace?
I was like, like freaking out, like, looking at the script like this. There he is. So I was having so much fun. You know, listen, as much fun as you guys are having watching the show, discussing it, you know, and just creating discussions around it and just being able to just enjoy it, I'm doing the same thing. You know, whenever I pick up a script, I'm smiling just as hard, ear to ear, you know? I'm like this teeth all day. Just every time the script lands in my inbox. But yeah, it comes in episode by episode. And I remember even being on set, episode 12, with Maximum Heller, who plays Nick, who's an amazing human being. I have to say, he's one of the most incredible people I've ever met. He was actually the first person, like, when I actually stepped onto set, that came up and spoke to me. You know, went out of his way to say hello. And I was like, wow, this is a great gentleman. You know, and he was just really, really present to me, just asking me questions, and just getting to know me, and just, you know, just telling me how great it is to have me here, and to be a part of the show, and just letting me know that, hey, you know, we're all ready to play ball, you know, have fun. And I remember being with him by the craft table, and we were just talking about wrapping out, like, after the season's done, like, what are we doing, like, what's my plan, like, I told him I'm going up to a lake for a bit. He said he lives in a lake, so he said he's going back, and we might do a bit of traveling, so I was just encouraging that, and then travel, what do you think, because he's been here for so long, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, traveling is on the agenda for sure, just to filter out, you know, the process. And I remember we were just having a conversation over the craft table, making tea and stuff like that, just talking. And then in the back, you're, oh my god! And I was like, what is going on, right? I was like, what was that? And you see one of the PAs on set, in her phone, she's like, my heart, I can't take it. She's like crying pretty much. And I'm like, what is going on? This is madness, right? And I'm like, what's going on with you? And actually, like he knew what it was, because he's seen it, so he's been here for so long, throughout season 1, throughout season 2, he knows what's happening. She's like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just reading episode 13, the season finale. Yeah? So she was reading the script on set, and just freaking out, and then you would look over to another person and be like, oh, why? Please, no. Okay. And just read it, and I'm just like, what is going on? You know? And it made me excited, and then I also, you know, found out my shooting day for episode 15 to be on council, or when Serene Joy comes in. You know? So it made me, like, to that was once again the first time that I've ever been on set where, like, everyone is enjoying it, you know? Like, everyone is kind of, like, sharing their little kid, like, bringing their little kid to set. Like, their inner little kid. And having that be a part of the process. And to get that from the crew, and then to get it from, like, the other cast members, and just to see how warm and welcoming everyone is, it made me realize how everyone is having a good time, you know? And I made sure to have a good time. Like, I was on set dancing in between takes. You know, there's even a video of the lady who does all the hair on set. She made a video of me and Max dancing in between takes. So that was funny. And so there's a video of that, but when she started recording, her phone took so long to press record, so literally as it started recording, Max stopped dancing with just me, and I was like, oh man, you know? And I would love to share that with you guys, but it's just me dancing. I'm sure you want to see Nick dancing as well.
I mean, I would be down for just you dancing.
Oh, you guys are great.
Yeah. Alright, and the last question is, do you have anything that you just want to plug, like, while you're here? Anything that you're working on coming up, or anything that, like, a friend is working on, something that you just want to plug? Just
oh yes, there's a few things if you'll have me.
Absolutely.
There's a TV show that I'm a part of, Ben Stiller's new pilot, In the Dark, which just got picked up for series. So I play Xavier on that, and it would be great if all you guys can tune in, to be a part of that experience of that show, and my part, in that for however long you'll have me. So I would love to share that with you guys. If you guys can tune in, I'll most definitely stay connected and let you guys know what's coming out.
Awesome.
Outside of that, my friends and I, with the play that we did, there happened to be a gentleman inside the audience that goes by the name of Philip Aiken, which runs the biggest African American theater company in the world. Not in the world, but in Canada. Sorry.
Okay.
I know that's not in the world. I guess maybe that's my view of him, right? Because he's such a good person.
Yeah.
But African American theater in Canada, specifically Canada, and he happened to see the play, and he decided that he wants to bring it back. And on top of that, we self-funded it the first time. We kind of put together money as actors and kind of, made the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's seen it, and then he decides to give us a $50,000+ grant to do it again.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that was like huge for us. So it's going back up in October.
October.
So
okay.
that's coming. And lastly, I just want to let you guys know, for those of you guys on Facebook, all fans, an amazing friend of mine named Kiana Madera, who is such a light in this world. She's such a brilliant actress, even better human being, such a dear friend, close friend of my heart. And she's in this amazing show called Sacred Lies, which just aired last Friday. The first 2 episodes are out. It's a Facebook watch show, so if you have Facebook, it's pretty much you can just find the page in the Sacred Lies, and you go on there, and it has the episodes column, and you can just plug away. It's an amazing show, amazing work, truly, truly important story, and I'd love for you guys all to just, continue to be a part of that journey as well, outside of mine, of course, and support that. It's doing really, really well, and I'd love to share that with you guys.
Awesome. I will be looking into all of that stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for, joining this interview. It's meant a lot to me, and I'm sure a lot to the fans, because we really just loved you and your character. And I remember there was so many posts about you on the Handmaid's Facebook groups, and they were like, Adrian, he did this, and he did this, and he liked my comment, and and it just made me so happy, because these people are really feeling connected to you, and the fact that you're taking the time out of your day to respond to comments and messages and everything, it means a lot to us. So thank you for all of that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Without people watching the show and taking to it and having genuine love, there is no show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just in a space of I'm just so grateful that you guys are taking your time of day, to be interested in what I'm doing, in the Handmaid's Tale as well as outside of the Handmaid's Tale. And it's amazing to feel that love. So, I feel like I'm indebted to just, I can't do anything but just send it like that,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just in a space of gratitude. I just thank you guys for continuing to just, tune in. It means the world.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back, hopefully, on the show. And maybe I hope your character becomes the leader of the resistance and helps tear Gilead down. Hopefully you can bring Fred with you. And I look forward to seeing all your work that you do in the future and that you've done in the past. You've earned yourself a lot of new fans with this.
Thank you so much. I'm so warm to the call right now. I was like, oh, she's so nice.
I think I'm a generally nice person, but I'm being completely honest, straight up.
I wish you all the best in your journey. And hopefully you continue to let me know what's going on with you too. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a joyous one. There's ups and downs in it. And then once again, I just really important. I really believe that it's so important to just, always hold your head high, as you're walking through the path, and finding ways to hold your head high because it's tough.
Yeah.
As I said before, there's moments that really get to you,
Yeah.
Where you think, you can go from a day of thinking like, oh man, like I'm up there, like I'm doing this and I'm moving forward, and then you get hit with a low, and I've experienced that many times. So like that's why I was like trying to let people know that it's so important, to just try and hold your head high. Because like I even remember a story, if I can just leave you with something, where I was, when I was even trying to get an agent, to even go on auditions, I remember I was facing a lot of rejection, and it was tough for me because I was in a space where I wanted to leave my first agency and kind of find a new home as an actor for someone to represent me. And I was really optimistic about potentially getting with a new agency that would be home for me, because I kind of had an idea of what I wanted in this new relationship based on what I kind of experienced in the first. But I was fearful of even being able to land the representation, because it's that whole idea of trying to get to second base, and hopefully no one strikes you out, you know what I mean? Or like, outs you before you get to that second base. So I had a lot of fears, and I heard this more kind of like a motivational speaker or a life coach, and my brother was listening to it, and I was just walking in the hallway and passing it, and all I heard is, you can't get to second base without taking your foot off first. And I was like, wait a second, I was like, what the hell? I was like, who's speaking to me? Because I was going through something,
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, who's speaking? You're kind of like looking around. It's like, is that for me? How do they know? Because I didn't tell nobody, right, that I was thinking of leaving this relationship. So I was kind of like, what's going on here? And I went in my room and I was like, okay, obviously that was for me. Even though my brother was listening to it, that's for me. So, when you get that summer space,
yeah,
or want something where you're like, I think it's timely, that if there was a sign, here we go. So I left that relationship and I was trying to go out and find a new agency. And I was sitting down with people and I was getting so excited to go in and meet them and do whatever they wanted me to do. And I was turned away. One by one. And I remember one time where I got turned away was a real low. I was in Toronto, Young and Dundas Square, which is pretty much like Times Square in New York. And I was in the middle of pretty much like Times Square in New York, or Young and Dundas, just to give you an idea. And I was just walking, and I was in a space where I was kind of feeling defeated, just facing so much rejection. And I remember being hungry. There's nothing worse than being hungry and defeated. Because it really starts to play with your mind. Like, hunger can be that thing by itself. And then when you're like when you already have doubts about something, and then you get rejection, you're like, okay, here we go. It's gonna take a while to pull myself out of this. And I remember I was walking down Young and Dundas, and I was standing there, pretty much just looking up at the billboards, and seeing the faces of all like these people that are doing monumental things in their careers. And I remember just thinking, it's like, well, I can't even land an agent right now. You know what I mean? And I was hungry once again, and thirsty, and I wanted to drink, and I didn't have enough outside of my bus fare to get home to provide that for myself, and it hurt me so much. Talking about like a chip to my pride, and like, I'll never forget that day, because it really touched me. Going into like even McDonald's and getting a junior chicken and knowing I couldn't buy a drink. And so to come from that and just like praying to God, once again being a man of faith, saying, is this thing for me? Is it for me? Because I'm trying. I'm trying to do all the things I can. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm trying to take an acting class when I can. I'm trying to renew the headshots when I can. I'm trying to go to an acting event when I can. I'm just trying all the things that I can, trying to stay positive. And to think that you can fast forward a couple of years, from going home and laying in your bed that night having all these doubts, to think that things can change for you, really, really sits with me now, in a really, really personal and deep way. And always reminding me that, like, anything can change. Like, your journey can go from 0 to 100 real quick, like Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's like, when those lows come, it's like, always try and find ways to stir confidence, because you never know what can happen for you. Not even you know what's capable, like what's ahead of you. And only good can come. Because at our core, we are innately good.
Uh-huh.
And we can only attract good. Like attracts like. So, it's something that sticks with me. And I just wanted to leave you with that, because it's something that's so personal to me. Like that moment to, like, just being able to enjoy this now moment.
Uh-huh. Have you ever thought of being a motivational speaker?
No.
Because you're good at it.
No. Like my sisters have said, "Oh, you have a way with words," and I'm like, "Nah." I appreciate that, and I do feel like I do have a way with words, and I'm grateful because that's part of, like, the art of this. But I just hope to inspire through the art form,
Mm-hmm.
and speak to people through the art form, and in interactions like this. And every time you get an opportunity to share thoughts and ideas, I feel like it's important, to share your viewpoints on things, and with that, you get to learn from somebody or learn about, foreign experience that once again is foreign to you. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taken a lot away from this interview. You're very good with words. I agree with your sister.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I have finished all my questions. So, unless you have anything else you want to say,
Watch Sacred Lives, once again, Facebook watch.
Yes, yes.
First 2 episodes are out. 4th episode comes out this weekend. Tune in, and please enjoy. I'm sure you will. It is amazing, phenomenal work. Once again, look out for Kiana Madera, who plays Angel.
Uh-huh.
Amazing actress, making waves, and a huge inspiration to me, so watch that. And also, if I can leave you with something.
Of course.
A friend of mine, also named Belle Adams Gray, happens to be on this amazing TV show called Second Gen. I'd love if you guys can tune in to watch his character Marcus as that journey unfolds. So.
And where can we watch that? Where can we watch the second gen? Second Gen
is on Omni.
Okay.
You guys have that?
I am not sure, but I can Google it and put like a little thing in when I post this that says where if we don't have that here, we can find it wherever. All right. Well, thank you again for doing this, and thank you for being such a inspirational person and being so interactive with everyone that supports you.